can I say?
Alright, we'll start
I
here.
have wanted to come to Rome for so long. I am almost nervous now. That is what everyone says. Now I get to see it for myself. I'll let you know if I agree. You are happy to be home? There is so much to like about freedom outside cities. But I grew up in camps. We moved and moved. For once I just want to sit still. Or lie in soft pillows, perhaps. With a glass of fancy wine, some grapes. I have no place to stay, of course. I can stay in your home, maybe. Just for now. Security? I have been better at starting trouble than preventing it. But I will do what I can. We will see. Maybe I will hate it. Then I will have to go and find someplace else to be. But if I am to be your villa guard, then I will have to stay, right? Why would I want to keep fighting when I don't have to?
Okay.
Fighting is a necessity of life. It is not sport. I did not come to Rome to keep fighting. You think it will be bad? Maybe you can help me buy nice Roman stola. Then I will fit in. We will go shopping. It will be fun.
Okay.
Hey. Oh, thanks. Just what every girl hopes to hear. I don't want to return. I don't even know where to go. This is the first time I'm back home. Let's just say, joining the Legion was not the main reason I was disguised. The actual reason is in this city. Worse. I'm going to pretend to be a prim and proper noblewoman. Not really. I like it better out there. I don't know. People. There's a lot of people in Rome. I'm not a people person. Maybe I will.
Could see her doing it.
Good weather, nice food. What's not to like? And you've got what you wanted too. I wouldn't count on anything. Those Vitellius bastards are slippery. Expect the unexpected.
Okay.
What is it, Legati? There was, but not in Rome.
Oh.
I had a sister once, although sometimes I question my own sanity. Did she truly exist, or did I merely dream of her?
Aristocles teaches us that one may never truly know. We live chained inside a cave, staring at the shadows on a wall.
None can chain Bestia Tabat anymore. I will find out where my sister is. We were both sold as children. She fetched a higher price than I, for she was better in every way than I was. I do not know what became of her. I shall consider your offer.
I mean, he's a
We
good
shall help
person.
you find your sister, Bestia. Failing that, we shall prove her existence or the lack thereof.
You are a capable commander. Mercy is your weakness. Your enemies exist as long as they survive. Can't think of any situation like you mentioned. It is inaction that bothers me. Idleness corrodes the warrior's mind. That is an excellent idea. No wonder you are the legatus.
That's why they pay me the big bucks to come up with the big ideas. I'm so smart. I'm just like the smartest of smarts.
Welcome home, Domina. More than happy. Although it was nice to be back in my homeland once again, I find it quite impossible to not miss Rome. All I need now is a change of clothes and a day trip to the library.
Okay.
Much appreciated. It was good to be back in action, but now my old bones are in dire need of some rest. Do see your mother. I'm sure she is anxious to know we've arrived. That is a wise decision
I want
indeed.
to, endanger
I
her.
shall temper my concern. It appears we have everything we need against Vitellius Scaevola. But keep in mind, appearances can be deceiving. I know you will.
Okay.
Legate, I always get this weird feeling when I'm back. Like I've left something of mine behind out there. Now there's a thought. That
Yes.
masseuse from Lutetia. I wonder if she's still around. Brilliant idea, Legate.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
You know what? For once, I'll do nothing. Nothing at all. And it will be glorious. A word of warning, Legate. My nothing involves a lot of debauchery and degeneracy. In that case, we have a compact. As they say in Rome, live with Kaiso, live your life.
And who are they? The people who say that?
You know, people say that. I'm
People.
sure I've heard some people saying that. Couldn't be better. We have conquered Asia, and you have all the evidence you need to put that traitorous Vitellius Scaevola behind bars.
Alright, well, that was everybody. Either something bad's about to happen or...
Away, Lucullus and his victorious legion. Welcome home.
Salve, Vitus. It is good to be home again. I'm looking forward to a nice bath and a flask of good Carthaginian wine. Maybe two.
May I humbly recommend Vipsanius Marcellus' new batch? People say it's heavenly.
Ah, your recommendations never fail to impress.
Oh, I meant to talk to him.
Though. This
Oh,
victory
well.
was of her doing more than mine.
She is your legatus? That is highly unusual, to say the least.
Indeed it is, but we shall discuss the implications in due time. For now, keep it to yourself as a favor to me, and let us proceed as usual.
My apologies, Legate. I neither know nor recognize you. Thank you. I
There you
am
go.
sure you'll be remembered from now on. Now, let us conclude our business. The consul seems to attribute the success of this campaign to you, Legate. Thus it is your duty to formally disband the Legion and relinquish your weapons. Beyond this river lies the Pomerium, and not even a victorious imperator can cross it bearing arms.
Our laws are what separates us from animals.
That's what I thought.
You have given up your command, but you have retained your virtue. You can always get your command back when Rome needs you again. Ah, you overstate my influence. It is easy to make a sharp sword out of good steel. The river Rubicon marks the sacred line where you stop being a warrior. It is time you learn how you may conquer a more civilized battleground. We shall meet at my villa in 2 nights. There are people I want you to meet prior to the Senate
Okay,
hearing.
so now we're doing more
We
of the
must get your
political
villa
side.
back somehow.
Which
Do
is
not
actually
worry
kind of cool.
about your favorite gladiator.
Because
Your
Rome,
war gear will be kept safely in my
the
summer
Empire
villa
Rome was known
outside
for
the
2
city.
things. One, it was for their army, and 2 was definitely their political intrigue. That shit has lived on forever. And as much as there is, they'll say there's
I
civilization
hope you're
or
hungry,
civil
Domina.
people in their civilization,
Lucullus is
there is
known
some
for his
stabby
lavish
motherfuckers.
feasts.
They backstab a
Do
lot
not
of people.
eat anything until I've tasted it first. I wouldn't put it past the Vitellius brothers to poison this entire party just to get you and Lucullus. I am sure Dominus Lucullus has a reason and a plan. I would play along. My personal mission tonight is to taste each and every single dish. You may have to roll me home. I see that Tullius Cicero and Porcius Cato are both here tonight. They are highly esteemed senators of the Optimatus faction. The very same. He is an orator of unmatched skill. He was trained in Greece, you know. To what end? A blade would not help against poison.
I mean, look at my portrait. It looks kind of cool.
May Fortuna smile on you, Domina. I'll be here if you need me.
Right on time, just like a proper legatus. Welcome, my girl. After this long and arduous campaign, our feast is all you need. We should, and we are. This is our preparation.
Oh, these are the
Guests in this
connections we
party
need to
were
make.
not randomly chosen. Our success largely depends on your conduct tonight. All in due time, all in due time. Now, divert your attention to our guests. This is more important than you think. Well, you know Marcus Minucius Thermus. He's still thankful for your timely assistance and the saving of his life. You probably remember Marcus Aurelius Cotta as well. He seems to have brought his siblings, Lucius and Aurelia Cotta. The gentleman in the corner is Marcus Tullius Cicero. Making his acquaintance should prove to be very useful for you. I plan for him to become your advocate tomorrow. Last but not least, I've also invited Marcus Porcius Cato, who may or may not represent you as well. You see why it was important for you to be here. Before I let you loose, we have to introduce you properly. I'm sorry to spring this on you, my girl, but this is the perfect time. Let's hope the news doesn't force that food back up. My friends, may I please have your attention? There is someone I would like to introduce to you. A very important woman, without whose deeds we would not be assembled here tonight. Most of you have heard my reports to the Senate about our war and the pivotal role of my new legatus. You know of the meteoric rise of this young Roman from humble legionarius to loved and respected commander of the Victrix Legion. Well, here she is. The woman who liberated Asia and sent Mithridates packing.
Is this a joke?
I'm glad to keep the secret no longer, Lucullus. It has been an unwelcome burden. A woman led the Legion. This young girl in her pretty dress.
Presumably she was not clad thus at the time, Cicero.
Without her, Legio Victrix would have been killed to a man, and I would have died with them.
That is absurd. You expect us to believe all this? You are known as a man of honor, Lucullus, who reveres tradition and the natural order of things.
This is why I trust that you will take me on my word. She is no ordinary woman.
That is one way of looking upon it.
You have given us much to consider, Consul. Perhaps we may ask her a few questions to get a sense of things.
I'm choosing between either this one or three. Come here,
Then let us judge you on your virtue, and see for ourselves if we have heard the truth about you.
Ah, well, perhaps such a thing is better done under more relaxed circumstances. I will let you get back to your meal and your discussion, Senators. The night is young, and more food is forthcoming. It would have made a better first impression if you had agreed to answer their... Do join me.
Aww. Alright, let me see. Now that got me curious. Hold on, I'm curious about that. Alright.
Perhaps we may ask her a few questions. What are the men
Oh.
of Legio Victrix?
Oh, okay, so that does it. I thought they would do it the first time. I didn't think it would be that different, but yeah, okay. Didn't even think of this.
I am among those who owe their lives to this woman, as I have said, and I certainly will not forget.
You have deceived many about your sex. You expect such deception to be forgiven?
I believe her aim was to serve Rome, not to change the natural order of things. There was no need to call attention to her sex.
You expect us to believe you can match a man in combat?
She's clearly a remarkable woman, but you have no reason to feel threatened, senators. She's only one woman, after all.
The word of a virtuous man such as Lucullus is enough for me.
I will let you get back to your meal and your discussion, senators. The night is young, and more.
Okay, so there is a couple more dialogues with that one.
You handled the questions well. Hopefully the rest of your evening will be more leisurely. Do join me at Kato's and Kikara's table when you've recovered your energy. A second impression can be just as important as the first.
He certainly gave them something to think about, didn't he? Well, I can't blame them for being rattled. It took me quite some time to get used to the idea of a woman in charge of a legion.
He would allow. My leg still hurts every now and then.
All this rain isn't helping. That is nothing compared to what could have been. You have my eternal gratitude. Much appreciated. But I'm eager to return to my propraetorship in Asia. With any luck, Rome will never have need of me again. It is pretty much out of my hands. I'd follow your Patronus's lead. Lucullus is a smart man who usually has a few backup plans. I understand you have all the evidence you need to expose Vitellius Scaevola. It's a strong position. Nevertheless, I would advise caution. Vitellius Scaevola, and especially his brother Lurko, are ruthless and cunning. Expect the unexpected. Only those who matter. Be careful around Cotta. He's still reeling somewhat from the damage that was done to his pride. He probably understands it well. It's just that your presence here is a constant reminder of his failure.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a you problem, bro.
Is Pompeius Magnus not coming tonight?
He's in Hispania, I believe.
Shit.
Of course. The savior of the legions, Lucullus Wonder Kid. I knew you would be here.
Nonsense. It's a party after all. What would be the purpose of these gatherings if we refrained from conversation? I am Aurelia Cotta. Marcus and Lucius are my brothers. It's wonderful to meet you, Legate. We were just talking about you anyway.
Of course we were.
We were discussing how you saved my brother's life and became the hero of the Asia campaign.
Yet my son Gaius was not valuable enough to be saved. I apologize, Legate. They told me you had become close despite how briefly you knew each other.
Ooh, I do have that.
Oh, it's broken. This sword was my father's. It was called Crucae Mors. You were friends with him, weren't you? However briefly. Why don't you keep it? I think I still have the old schematics for it. I'll have a servant bring them to your villa tomorrow.
Really? Are you so eager to display your shallowness?
It's been rather rainy recently, true. At least the rain drives the mosquitoes away.
Not all of them, it seems.
Other than saving his life?
Yeah.
Lucius!
Oh, please, let him talk, Aurelia. Let everyone witness the failure of Marcus Aurelius Cotta. The man who got himself captured and let his nephew die. The consul who had to be saved by a homeless runt.
Rest assured, my brother is thankful for that, Legate.
Okay. I wonder if it matters which one I poke.
Salve. I've heard a lot about you. I am Marcus Tullius Cicero. Is that so? Few people beyond the political circles would know of me. My reputation depends largely on who's talking. Yet, our reputations are built on how others speak of our actions, not on the actions themselves.
That's actually a good point.
I'm an advocate. I defend those whom others seek to incriminate. But I'm sure a career soldier such as you would find the topic rather boring. Then perhaps we have that in common. I myself abhor violence, although I recognize its necessity in some situations. That depends what you mean by friend. Your Patronus, Lucullus, is a consul. Many people would claim to be his friend. There's a difference between knowing someone and merely knowing someone's name, though. Are we friends? Our republic is in great turmoil. We should all aim to gather around us as many friends as possible.
That is absolutely unnecessary. I'd spend it all on farmlands. People need their food.
Indeed they do. But what good is food if it's obtained by illegitimate means? What do you think about it, Legate?
Fortunately, I know you are good at handling ambushes.
See?
Spoils of war. Unaccounted for and untaxed. Should they be used for development to feed the people of Rome? A simple question.
A fairly strong answer, I'd say. No matter how much you try to legislate, the situation at hand will defy your expectations.
Meet Senators Marcus Porcius Carta and Marcus Tullius Cicero, who will be acting as your attorney tomorrow. At least I hope so.
Unfortunately, things have developed differently, my friend. I've decided to represent Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola instead.
Wait,
I generally avoid prosecuting. One does not make friends that way.
Certainly an interesting turn of events. But I've heard you talking disfavorably about the Vitellius brothers before. How do you justify defending them?
What I justify hardly matters. I seek to represent them to the best of my ability, so justice can be served.
Most certainly. It would make you as guilty as they are.
Rubbish. As long as your defense itself is conducted by legal means, we must trust the system to produce the right outcome.
Legate, what guidelines did you follow when you had to decide the fate of that Triarchus? Why did you let him live? Our feelings often point towards the moral path. I wonder, exactly how utilitarian are you in your thinking?
That's actually interesting they brought
I
that
heard you had the opportunity to bribe a hired guard protecting a spy.
Stop interrogating the woman, Cato. Not everyone must adhere to your high standards.
Sorry, I did have that. I'm not uncovered with the details. It's too expensive these far.
Very well, gentlemen. I shall take this as my cue to leave. I bid you a good day.
Wale, Cicero. See you tomorrow.
One final question, before I retire as well.
You and your questions, Cato.
I believe if you wanted, you could enter the Pomerium fully armed. Why didn't you? Indeed. In betraying Rome, you would betray yourself.
See?
This has been an interesting conversation, gentlemen. I thank you for it. But now, with your permission, I shall leave. Welate.
Wale, Cato.
I've already spoken to everybody. Oh, that's about it. Yeah. Wait. Damn, everything really is locked.
You look tired. Shall we leave? So, did you enjoy yourself? I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Let us rest now. Tomorrow is a big day.
I'm gonna present my evidence. We'll see how this goes. Presenting evidence can go two ways.
A specific issue stood out as being of utmost importance. I bring forth the following relatio, the result of which is to be decided per discussionem, and as usual before the sun sets.
Oh my god. Hold on.
As per today's augury, a specific issue stood out as being of utmost importance. I bring forth the following relatio, the result of which is to be decided per discussionem, and as usual before the sun sets.
It is his duty and his place. Don't worry. He may not be your best friend, but that doesn't mean he's as corrupt as Vitellius Scaevola and Vitellius Lurco. Cotter knows he only humiliated himself. I do not expect any foul play from him.
The complaint is brought forth by Lucius Licinius Lucullus concerning alleged wrongdoing and infamous conduct by Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola and his brother Vibius Vitellius Lurco. Are both parties present?
I am present.
As am I.
Weird that Vitellius Lurco would be here to do the talking. Where is Scaevola? He is the accused.
Are both parties represented?
I shall represent the defendant.
Wait, they're not. Both of them are not there?
Very well. For the benefit of all present, would the owner of the complaint restate their accusation? That's quite a gallery of crimes you just named. And how does the defendant plead?
I see no reason to comment at this stage. May I humbly remind the Magistra, he who makes the claim has the burden of proof.
I got proof,
We shall rest
bastards.
until sufficient proof is presented to eliminate all shadow of a doubt.
I was just trying to be helpful. The defendant is always at a disadvantage.
I'm sure you mean usually and not always.
Oof.
As you wish. Present your evidence.
Preposterous. Do you think my client would be foolish enough to commit a crime and put his signature on the evidence?
The evidence is material, Kikero. There is no room for interpretation. The crates do carry Scaevola's signature.
I have investigated them myself. I concur. Is there anyone who would contest my findings?
I admit, the evidence looks damning.
So, do the defendants admit their guilt? Are the Vitelli guilty of all crimes stated or implied?
Of course not. For starters, the evidence proves only treason.
Only? What else is needed to declare this man infamous?
Do not interrupt the speaker.
No harm done. My dear friend Cato is correct. The evidence is enough to declare one infamous. That one is Tiberius Vitellius Scaevola.
But they're-
Nowhere in any findings can you conjure the ability to implicate my client, Vibius Vitellius Lurco. And that proves what, precisely? Guilt by association?
Oh my god.
I don't think so.
He is right. But condemning Scaevola should present enough reason to investigate Lurco's operations. Is it not so?
Indeed.
It might well have been, except for the fact that Vitellius Scaevola cannot be punished.
This should be interesting.
Simply because the man is dead.
Oh my god, they have murdered this man.
Therefore,
They
the
did a
case is null
Godfather.
and void.
Senators, people of Rome, of course the evidence is clear. I accept my brother's guilt. It is a stain on our family name. A stain we will quite possibly never be able to cleanse. You know I love my family. I love my brother more than anything else in this world. Almost anything. The only thing I love more than my own brother is Rome itself. And thus, with sorrow in my heart, I was forced to take his life.
Oh, I see.
It is not a boast. It is my solemn duty to deliver the news. I am a man with the highest of morals. Someone who places the well-being of Rome over his own flesh and blood. Step outside, senators. You will witness my brother hanging from the old tree. Let him rot there. And do not take him down. Let it be a warning to all those who would threaten Rome, placing their petty family matters over the well-being of our great republic. Let it be known that Vibius Vitellius Lurco will never tolerate treason, not even from his own blood.
A decision cannot be reached. This case is non-existent.
That's what they did. They made it, they pinned all the blame on the dead brother.
That bastard outmaneuvered us.
Now,
we underestimated how cold-blooded he truly is.
I had the evidence.
This is not
I had
good,
it.
though. He turned impending defeat into a major victory. We will need a new plan. Go home and lay low for now. Your family needs you.
Fine. I'm not happy about this, though. Not one bit. Oh, I could run. Yeah.
Domina, we've been awaiting your return. You have a good memory for faces. The name is Marcellus. We have been informed by Vitellius Lurco that the ownership of this villa was transferred to you. As per his orders, we kept the area safe until your arrival. Now that you're back, with your permission, we will take our leave. Walete.
Dearest daughter, you're back! And with Cineros. Oh, it's so good to see you both safe.
It's good to see you, Domina.
This man went through my own mother. How rude.
I've missed you so much. You look great.
Thank
Did
you.
you lose some weight? Are you eating well? Has she been eating well, Cineros?
She has, Domina.
All right, I'll stop talking. But you'll have to tell me everything. Tell me about the war. I heard some of your friends died there. Killed by pirates. How did you survive? So am I. You can't guess how glad I am. Did the Legionari treat you with respect? Did you keep your womanhood secret, as I said you should? Of course, it must be. But it can't go on, my sweet. You cannot build your life on a lie.
It's funny
no matter how
to
pretty
hear
it may be.
that I like.
must
Didn't
say,
really
Lucullus
think
was
Admiral
reckless
was a
to reveal
woman.
your sex
I
at
mean,
his
a
feast
guy
like
this
that.
whole time.
It
Because
has caused an uproar
my
without
looks-
equal among the senatorial class.
If you'll permit me to disagree, Domina, Consul Lucullus' move was masterful. In placing the glory for the victory in Greece on the shoulders of your daughter, and revealing the trick in the same breath, he has made it impossible for anyone to publicly condemn her.
You underestimate the senators, Cineros. They will find a way to slander her good name in the public eye. Oh, they were polite, mostly. Except for the fact they wanted me confined to this villa. I guess having me walking around the streets was too much of a risk. Once you were out of the picture, he had no reason to antagonize me, though. I do. And Lucullus agreed. It was a sinister plan to take over our family. But now you're here, and everything will be fine. They told me your sister's husband is dead. She should be free by now. I wonder if they did something to her. It's good to have you home, and for it to be our home again. Now that you're back, we have a lot of work ahead of us. Oh, listen to me. You just got here. Go on, take some time to settle in. Let me know when you're ready to get to work.
Okay. Oh, there's three quests I could do first. Okay. First things first. Let's look at skills. Armor. That's really useful.
Your mother has started catching me up on how the vineyards have been going since we left. The harvest was better than expected. That is good news, of course.
Good.
But it also means we have a problem.
Bad.
One of our grapes produced a particularly good wine. It's an opulent vintage with a smooth finish.
Nice.
Quite frankly, Domina, it is one of the best wines I have ever tasted. Oh, but I do. And you know I've tasted a lot of excellent wines throughout my life. This wine ranks among the best of the best. Winemaking is not an exact science. We do follow recipes, but we are subject to the whims of Dionysus. Every now and then he favors you, and you may produce a wine of this caliber. It means the wine has a rich and smooth taste. An opulent wine is a bold wine. Do not worry. Wine terminology can be weird and obscure. You will get used to it in time. The question is what we shall do with this wine. It's certainly worth more than what we normally sell for. It's the best kind of problem to have. It might be a good idea to visit some of the merchants in the market. Before you leave, there's a small thing we have to decide. A good wine deserves a good name. What should we name this one? Darkest Rose. Romantic and dangerous. Very well. That being settled, you should go and talk to the wine merchants. I had no doubts. You've made everyone proud, and this victory is cause for celebration. I shall cook today. Our legal system has its own intricacies, which no one but people like Kikaro understand. I'm sure the powers that be worked their magic. I don't know, it's your house. Sit back and relax and let your Sir-We handle things. Do bear in mind that managing an estate is no simple task, though. Now that your father is no longer with us, you will have to find a way to generate income. I think we should focus on the wine business. There used to be a lot of money in your vineyards.
Okay. That is an option.
It's so good to have you.
You need me?
Everything is safe. I like this room. It's cool here. And the sound of fountain is relaxing.
Oh, I didn't realize who
Sometimes
it
I
is.
take walk around garden. Your villa is very pretty, you know. I do not intend to impose. You do not like the dress? Is it normal in Rome for important people to make such shameless advances on their guards? Is good we are not normal then?
Yeah.
In some ways it is. In others, it is not. City is big. I have never seen anything like it. And there are so many things to buy, so many different people. I love that. But there is a strange way people talk to me. Not because I am foreign, I think, but because I am woman. That I don't like.
Okay, we'll start with his quest. And then go down each one. Ask Seniors. Okay, so I need to meet him there.
So glad to be rid of those lictors.
Are you going to feed the horses?
I am. Is there something I should know?
Don't walk behind the ground.
Oh, okay.
Grey mare. A few weeks ago, she kicked.
Begin the lesson. Oh, I play as him.
Good, you're here. let us begin. First, tell me what you thought about my question. Certainly, I wanted you to think about the meaning of life. Yours or mine, it doesn't matter. What do you think the meaning of life is? Isn't that a bit pointless? Do we live to live? I disagree. It is a Badlanista who beats the Serwis for no apparent reason. Knowing the reason makes you stronger. To understand reasons, we must understand causes. We must know the root cause of all there is and all there will ever be, the stones of which the universe is made, or what we call the first principle. In a way, those may be the first principles of fighting. Your distance and your stance change based on your tools and foes, but they are common elements to all fighting. No one really knows what the first principle is, but thinking about it is the first step in finding one's purpose. Opinions are divided. Some say the first principle is water. Others say it's wind, fire, or earth. What do you think the first principle might be? And that is what Empedocles says. He believes any or all of those can be the answer. It depends on the situation or person. But I believe that to be a non-answer. Right is defined by the existence of wrong. Right is the absence of wrong. If everything is right, then nothing is right, for nothing is wrong.
Alright, so we have the 4 elements of the Avatar. Water, wind, earth, fire. I'm sorry, actually fire, earth.
Or maybe nothing comes out of anything. Parmenides said, nothing can ever be seen in the process of becoming. Things always just are. A process of change is just a trick of our senses. At any given moment, things are stationary. If your senses are not reliable, how could you ever know? Do not think of it as water itself. Anaximandros says the first principle is fluid and water-like. It is the indeterminate boundless. He calls it the realm of the infinite, which is in eternal motion. When things exist, they become finite. But when they cease to exist, they go back to the water of infinity. An interesting take on the tale of the basilisk. Indeed. Perhaps our actions turn our ideas into stone. It is not about strength. Anaximenes believes the wind is the soul of the world, because it is the wind that makes us breathe and live.
Okay.
He also posits that all other elements are derived from air. Fire happens when wind blows too fast, yet water happens when the air is too slow. Maybe. I don't think a rock has breath, though. It's more about the inherent movement of fire than the destructive force thereof. Heraclitus says fire is change, and as such, the only thing that is always the same. Everything changes. Nothing ever is. It doesn't, but it means fire is in everything. Who knows? Thinking about the first principle is a way of thinking about the world. And only by knowing the world clearly can you know yourself. He who knows himself and others can surely make better decisions. Only then you can trust your actions. Only then can you be a good man. Only then can you be free? Perhaps because your mind is not free. A man who is not allowed to do what he wants. Can such a man be truly free? Because you're free to look anywhere, but you do not know where to begin.
Man, I did not expect how philosophist this would be. It's a very philosophy
You may pursue
section.
your own happiness, but when it comes at the cost of someone else's, can you be called a good man? True. Yet perhaps there is a commonality to all forms of happiness. Happiness is the absence of misery. If you do not know how to make people happy, then you can try to eliminate misery. By doing that, you can be a good man. You can try. And the Bestia Tabat I know excels at overcoming difficult obstacles. It is your goal in life, Bestia. Just like your sister, you are partly stuck in the realm of ideas. You will not be complete until you find her, or find her not. You are a child, Bestia. No one will hold you to account for what you thought back then. It is only natural. Who knows who Serwa your sister is now? Do you want me to be honest? What matters is not if you will find her, but what you will do if you find her. Then I have succeeded as Magister. I can only ask the right questions. It is you who should find the answers.
That's really cool. It made me like think for a second, and that's cool that you see it from his eyes and that you actually get to choose. See, I wish games do that more, and like you don't always need voice actors, voice lines for each line. Like as long as it's maintain, like the written words are maintained for the character and same thought process, and because it's the player control, it makes it feel like you're part of it and you're kind of shaping the character to be. I like that. Alright, let's find the vineyard. I mean, the person I'm supposed to talk to. I mean, you could talk to this one.
I have the
There's
best.
him.
Oh wait, what brings you to the land of wine today? If wine is what you seek, you have come to the right place. My wine is much better than those of Marcellus Vipsanius. That's what I call it. This area of the market belongs to the Collegium Venariorum. We are an association of all the wine merchants in Rome. Oh, indeed. I recognize you now. Welcome to my stall, then. Are you looking to sell? He prioritizes customer satisfaction at the cost of morality and the law. He lies, cheats, and threatens. In the end, he acquires the best vintages. Some of us do, but many of us purchase wine from vineyards and sell it here at the market. I would be very interested, but the rules state that I have to call the other merchants for a tasting. We each must have an equal opportunity.
All right.
Exciting! This is brilliant. Exquisite. The best wine I have tasted this year. You know, your father and my father used to trade, but I do not believe they ever achieved this level of excellence.
I do not know, Quintus. It does have a harsh finish.
I would call it nutty. Some really good wine, though. I could sell this for years. Domino, would you consider a 5-year deal?
Okay.
I'm willing to buy a 5th of your stock this year, and another 5th next year, and so on. For each batch, I would offer you 1,000 denarii.
I won't risk that. Tastes change, and demands change with them. I'll pay you 3,500 denarii. Sure, it is less than you'd get from Claudius over 5 years, but I want all of this wine now.
I agree, it is a good wine. I will buy all of your stock right now, and I'll pay 4,000 denarii, more than Quintus is willing to part with. Half now, and half when I take delivery.
I am an honest trader, Legate. My father used to deal with your father before either of us was born. I will sell your wine to the best clients and pay for all of it up front.
The deal favors us both. I pay less now, and you have greater profits in the long term.
It's good money. More than what Quintus pays, and you'll get paid as soon as I take delivery. In exchange, your wine will be sold at the best tavern in Rome. It's an offer you cannot refuse. I'm sure you've made the right choice, and that you know what's good for you.
Yay! Finally get to use this.
Your business acumen is impressive. I agree to your terms and revise the offer. I shall pay you 6,000 denarii over the next 5 years.
Preposterous. You can't make a deal with these fools. Mark my words, you will regret this. I give you one last chance to change your mind. You have missed out on a great business venture.
I will make the arrangements at once. You will receive the first installment soon.
It just makes it easier because over time, that's just a greater deal. You get more for your bank, more money for your bank. Okay. Oh, I can't talk to him. I could talk to this dude for some reason.
Fine wine from the beautiful hills of Latium.
Or is it just me?
It isn't you. The bread is getting worse. I've noticed it as well.
So you found me again. But you're a civilian now. Here you are, just another customer in my smithy. Only because you've never met any of my competitors, I'm sure.
Yay.
I don't suppose you're in the market for some carpentry tools?
More direct interest.
A fine gift for this humble smith. For my service to your legion, I assume. Much obliged. Tell you what, I do have something here you might be interested in. Have you ever heard the legend of the Ancilla? Well, it just so happens I have come into possession of one of the replicas created by Numa Pompilius. Or perhaps it's the original, who knows? But you see, even a replica, ancient and storied as it is worth a small fortune. If nothing else, it's an exquisite artifact of a bygone age. Then, if you buy it from me, you should take good care of it. You are as savvy in business as you are in warfare, I see.
Yeah.
I do have an assistant, my daughter. She is all I can afford. But today she is with her teacher learning history or Greek or some other such high-minded nonsense. The hope is if he fills her head with enough such drivel, she will find a wealthy husband so she'll never have to peddle my pots and pans again.
There you go.
A fair price, I should say. Very well. The Ancilla is yours. I cannot guarantee that it once belonged to a god, but you have my word that it is a good shield, and it will serve you well should you ever use it in combat.
Okay. That is a very good shield. 7. His is normally... Shit, I actually can't... Actually don't know what his is. Oh! Your shield strength actually regain... Okay. That is a very good shield for a mid-game. There's blood back here.
You came. If I say dumb things, blame the wine. But I really didn't expect you to appear here, of all places. That you do indeed, and thank the twice-born god. Woman, bring us a fresh jug. My friend is still sober, and that's simply not acceptable. Now, what are we drinking to? All for the glory of Rome.
Yeah.
That hit the spot. Another one? I apologize. I shall never insult you again. Another! Keep it pouring!
Yes! That's actually how I am at at drinks.
And then I said, well, what can you say in that situation? Obviously, I asked, is that really a goat? Or a sorry excuse for a tent pole?
You know what?
It was. I still can't help but laugh. You know what people say in Africa? Wine makes the soul come out of you. Marcellus Vipsenius is the best. Some say he's working on the recipes of the legendary Margot himself. Others say he smuggles his wine from Carthage. I'm glad you came. Friendships that develop in war don't always stand the test of peacetime. More than I could count. I've walked on so many different kinds of soil, seen so many faces, and broken so many hearts. An amusing notion. Should I also get a wife and make a few little brats of my own? Not me. I'm an adventurer at heart, and an adventurer never rests. Sure, life is full of pain and misery.
Oof.
But it's also full of beauty and wonder.
I agree.
You should endure the former and live for the latter. There's so much to experience still. To people like us, settling down is like death. Something you don't long for, nor expect.
Another jug, Domini.
That will be all, Soa.
Actually, I wanted to talk to you, Domina. May we perhaps retreat to a private chamber?
I know. It's a blessing and a curse. Out with it, woman. What do you want?
I think I am with child. You are the father of my child. Future child. Don't you remember me, Aquilinos?
What?
My man, I really don't know. Oh.
I've never seen this woman in my life.
You told me you would not remember me. Afterwards. And I respected that in a way, but now I need your help. Marcellus Vipsanius doesn't like his girls giving birth. He's a cruel man. I remember how kind you were to me. My child deserves better. Our child. Even if you don't want to have anything to do with me, I want our child safe and away from this shithole. Will you save me? I swear, I'm telling the truth.
Does it matter?
Quit bothering the guests, look here. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Quickly, Thawa.
The night has taken an unusual turn. I
didn't mean to pick that one. Trying to hit it too fast. Let me re-look so I can actually look at it. 'Cause I accidentally hit it way too fast. Okay, so these were, I accidentally clicked way too fast. I think I'll try this one.
Indeed. Perhaps we should inform the Kensos.
Quit bothering the guests, look here. These jugs will not deliver themselves.
Help me, please.
Okay,
Quickly,
so it still
Thawa.
adds the same
The
one.
night has taken an unusual turn. I apologize. I don't, but I do tend to forget some things when I'm drunk. Still, I find it hard to believe I'd forget the mother of my own child. Maybe. Well, not entirely. Times like these, I wish Calida were here. That woman has a knack for spotting a lie. Probably not. But what if it really is my child? I don't know what to make of any of this. I'll have to think. Thank you, my friend. That means a lot. You go. I suddenly have much to think about.
Okay. Well, that was very sobering, nevertheless, they could say. Okay.
I see him. By fire. Talking to his friend.
Let's find a way to let him down easy.
You came. And you have brought Daenerys.
Calidar is showing me around. The city is big. Bigger than I thought. We have seen many dresses. Some of them actually pink.
Okay. Hi there, Bushes.
Didn't I tell you so? You said you didn't like the city. But out here, you can run and jump and be free.
What is this place? Why are you here always, Tabat? A place for your war god? Why do you have so many gods? People are difficult enough. Gods are worse.
You speak truth. Perhaps our souls are lonely, and that's why we need many gods.
There! Stop right there! You're coming with us! Please, do not make this more difficult than it needs to be.
Do you know these Landakai?
They told me you were back in the city.
Oh.
I did not believe it. I do not know what kind of god possessed you, for I do not know which of these gods is more foolish.
Mars watches over us here. Mind your words.
Why have you followed me?
You are a criminal. You are a disgrace to our family. Because of what you've done, we all will be infamous. Only I can speak for our family now. Father is dead. I think he died of grief because his only daughter acts as if she's a man. Does it matter? The dead do not come back.
Kill whom?
Accident. It was an accident.
Yes.
When you drop a jug of water and it shatters, that is an accident. When you push your own husband down the stairs and shatter his skull, well, I believe they call that murder.
Oh, interesting.
Arrested? For what?
She killed a man.
I kill men all the time. When they deserve it.
Rome does not look kindly on women who kill men, regardless of how much the man deserved it.
Deserved? I didn't realize marriage was a capital offense. He was your husband. He's allowed to do whatever the fuck he wants, and you're still not allowed to kill him. Yulia, please. I do not want to see you hurt. Surrender peacefully.
That sounds like a threat, little man. Threatening the wrong person can get you killed.
What? Are you her gladiator lover or something? What do you mean?
Usually, what I say.
Innocent? I can't even recognize you. My sister was a kind and happy person who always... That you did, didn't you? In return, it was always you who was beaten. That wasn't fair. But life isn't. Very well. I will try to convince Mother. We're
Thank
leaving,
you.
men. Yulia, stay out of sight.
You handled that very well.
Why did he leave? Yet it looks like he doesn't know how.
Well, we learned a lot in that one. Alright, now we just go here. Okay. Wait. Hold on. Do we have anything else to say to her?
Everything is safe.
Okay. Yes, everything's well.
They told me Lucullus is your patronus now. That means our family reputation will be restored.
That and more.
Lucius, Liliana. It's so good to see you again, Mother.
Oh,
and
our sister.
My sister is back.
Isn't that a beautiful sight? Legally speaking, I am the patriarch of your family now. But you are the real head of the household. The well-being of it is your primary concern. The villa is yours. All of your rights are restored. Congratulations.
I don't know how we can ever repay you, Lucius.
There's no need to repay anything. You of all people should know that, Claudiana. This was not a transaction. I'll keep that in mind.
Is that it? But what if
Don't
they...
worry, Claudiana. No one can harm your family as long as I am alive. Everything will be fine.
Act 2 begins.